In this webinar, you'll meet Penny and her adopted mother, Jen, who are in an emergency session with Dr. Ford. Penny was sent home from school for assaulting another child.
Go ahead, Penny.
Why should I have to talk?
Why should you have to talk?
I don't think I need to say anything.
Well, you're wrong. You do need to say something, because after what you did today, you need to be able to voice it. You need to be able to talk about it. That's part of taking responsibility for what you did today. Is that pretending it didn't happen and saying, oh, leave it to someone else to do? No, you are going to be the one talking about this. I would love to hear what you have to say.
I guess something pretty serious happened today.
Yeah, something pretty serious happened.
Mm-hmm.
You're overreacting.
I am not overreacting. I am not overreacting. What you did today is completely unacceptable.
Jan, I hear that you're very upset. I also think it's important to realize that your voice is pretty strong right now. Your mom wants to hear about something, or wants me to hear about something. Would you be willing to tell me just a little bit about what happened, Penny?
It happened at school today.
Okay. Something happened at school.
I mean, look at that look. Look at that look on your face when you look at me. You're like cold.
I think it may be a little hard for Penny to talk about it right at the moment, but let's figure out a way to help her take responsibility. Can you just give me a little bit of a heads up, Jan? And then we'll make sure that, I'm sure Penny will be thinking very carefully about how to take responsibility.
It goes against my instinct to do that, to be honest with you, because having had some experience in this situation, I feel like taking the easy road of not talking about it makes it easier for something like that to happen again.
So this is something that is similar to things that have happened in your life also. Okay. That helps me understand why this is having such an impact for you too.
Penny, it is really important that you voice what happened today. Do you understand why that's important? Do you understand what you did and what a big deal it was?
I don't understand why you're freaking out so much.
You don't understand why I'm freaking out. Okay, I get a call and I find out that my daughter has beat another little girl. According to the teachers and the other students, apparently, she went into some kind of black rage.
Sounds like a pretty serious situation. Penny, how about you and I just talk for a moment? Because your mom just gave me a big picture. But something pretty tough happened at school today, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Uh-huh. Was there something going on with you and this other, was it a girl? Something happened between you and her and then you ended up fighting?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She was just being mean, you know?
Oh.
I want to understand why you felt, if someone was being mean to you, that the option is to attack them like that. And to continue to attack them.
Because she kept saying it. She just kept saying it. She didn't even care.
But do you care? Do you care about what you did to her? That's what really frightens me. Do you care?
It was important that I did something about it.
Important that you did that, though? I don't understand. I don't understand that.
So hold on. Let's just slow things down just for a moment. It's important that you do understand that. And I think Penny can help us understand. But let's take this one step at a time. Okay, so let's just help Penny for a moment to think this through. You said something important, Penny. You said that you needed to do that. This other girl was saying something that was very upsetting to you. So you were standing up to this other girl because she was doing something wrong?
Yeah, she was being mean.
Oh, okay. And she was saying something?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember what she was saying, Penny?
Yeah.
Is it something that you don't want to repeat? Or could you let us know?
Not right now.
Okay, all right. So she said something that was really mean. It's really important. It's something that you're hesitant to talk about in front of your mom. Okay, so that's helpful for us to know. So this does have something to do with your relationship, the two of you. You were standing up for something. Just for yourself? No, okay. So you were standing up maybe for your mom too. Okay, that makes things complicated. Do you know why your mom is really, really, really strong and sensitive about violence?
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's something that's happened in your family that has
You
not been
know
a good thing.
why I'm so scared and upset about what you did, you
Yeah,
know?
I do know because it's happened in our house before.
Okay.
So it's happened in our house before. So you saw that. You saw that happening?
Yes, I did. Yes, I saw that.
So I'm trying to understand how, if you see something like that go on, why would you ever want to be a part of that? My fear was always that you'd be on the receiving end of something like that. I never expected you to turn into someone who would actually want to hurt someone like
You
that.
thought I would be on the receiving end of something
No,
like that?
that was a fear of mine.
That I would just not do anything about that?
That you wouldn't stand up for yourself and protect yourself?
Of course I would stand up for myself.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's not standing up for yourself,
Yes,
okay?
what
no,
else am I
it's
supposed
not.
to do?
No, it is not. That is not standing up for yourself. That is you being brutal to someone else. That is not standing up in any way.
Jan, when this happened in your family, I know it happened to you, and I know that it was Penny's other mom, her mommy, who at times got violent. How did you stand up for yourself at those points? Because I think that's what you're saying. You really want Penny to be able to stand up in a way that's right. How did you stand up when you were on the receiving end of the violence?
But she wasn't on the receiving end of violence. You were the one who wanted to inflict the violence. That's different.
He's asking you a
Right.
question.
How did you stand up when your former partner was doing things that were mean? Let's focus on that. I know you stood up for yourself, and you didn't have to use violence. How did you do that?
Let me put it this way. I think in a situation like this, what you do if someone's saying something you don't like, or someone is doing something that bothers you, that pushes your buttons, you walk away. That's what you do.
I'm just supposed to walk away?
Yes, you walk away.
I can't even say anything?
No, if somebody is continuously treating you badly, you just get away from that person.
I don't see you walking away.
I did walk away. I did. It was hard. I loved your mom, but I walked away.
And that was really hard to do. But you
You know,
did
but
it.
that is different from this situation where you are trying to solve a problem or solve your own anger by hurting someone else.
Well, let's just check on that. Did you think, oh, I really want to hit that girl? Do you remember
I don't
what?
know, it just kind of happened.
Yeah. She was saying mean things. You wanted to stand up to her. And then you were hitting her. Is it kind of hard to remember what happened in between?
Yeah, I guess so.
Sounds like it was kind of a fast reaction on your part. Maybe even before you had a chance to think. And your mom really wants you now to be able to stop and think if something like that happens again. When violence happens in a family and kids see or hear it, they want to protect other members of the family. They want to stop what's happening, but they can't. It's not their job, just as you said. You're absolutely right, Jan. It wasn't your job to stop the violence. When your mom and your mommy had arguments, and sometimes your mommy really went over the line and did things she shouldn't. That doesn't make her a horrible person. It just means that she let her anger get out of control, and that's not a good thing. But your mom did what she needed to do in order to make sure it didn't happen to you. That's what she was saying earlier. And she also did what she had to do in order to make sure that it didn't continue to happen to her, too. So she protected herself. But Mom, what happens for kids is when they can't step in and defend their mom or their dad or whoever it is, in this case it's you, they want to so much that they just become determined that they're going to do whatever it takes to protect you when you need it. And they don't realize they're doing that. Mom, I think what was happening, Jan, was that Penny was standing up to protect you against the violence that had happened in the past. And I know that sounds kind of strange, but that's the way it can happen. When a girl has a memory or memories that are very troubling, sometimes they pop up in ways that are very unexpected. And they can end up leading that girl to do something that she would otherwise never do. This doesn't mean that you become a violent person. It doesn't mean that you're like your mommy in the way that one way that's not so good. I know she has other really good qualities, so I'm not in any sense saying your mommy's a bad person. But sometimes she let her anger get the best of her.
But when I'm in Mommy's house, she tells me that I should stand up for what I really think.
Oh, okay. Does she tell you how you should do that?
She says that I should just do what I feel like would be right.
Ah, okay.
And would actually do something.
Why? When were you guys talking about that?
Well, I told her how sometimes kids are mean at school and they tease me, but I usually don't really do anything. And she said that I should do something and stand up for...
She said you should do something.
Okay.
Yeah, she said I should stand up for myself.
So that, now I think we can understand. Your mommy said you should stand up for what's right. And that's a good point. That's a good message.
And when Mommy told you that, in your mind you interpreted that as doing the kind of thing she would do, right?
I guess I just wasn't thinking about that at the time.
You can't do what she does. Do you understand? You cannot. I just want to say, no, do not turn into her.
I don't know who to listen to.
Well, how about if both your mom and your mommy are right? You know, Penny, I think maybe there are times when people who can get really angry, when they're calm enough to stop and just think about it, they often realize that they shouldn't do things that are just based on anger, especially not hurting other people. And I don't know your mommy, but from everything I've heard, she sounds like the sort of person who might just stop and think about things, even though sometimes she lets her reactions get the best of her. And I don't think she was telling you to just do whatever you react or whatever you felt like, as in, if you feel like hurting somebody, it's okay. I think maybe what she was more telling you was very much what your mom is telling you, which is stand up, but do it in a way that you know is right. And don't let your anger.
I actually don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I don't. I don't think that that's what she's saying. I think Penny's getting the message the way she meant it.
Then this is a conversation between you
Yeah, that I'm going to
and
have
Patricia.
to have, and I don't.
So let's just, I thought there was somebody in the middle there, and I can see how Patricia, Mommy, has just kind of gotten right in the middle here between the two of you, and I don't want to see that happen. It can happen all the time. So let's just move Mommy out. She was sitting right there between the two of you for a moment. I know that probably sounds weird, Penny, but she was right there for a moment because you were thinking about her and your mom was thinking about her. Let's just move her out here and let her sit over here. And that's a conversation you can have with her another time. Let's bring the conversation back just between the two of you, okay? Nobody in between, it's just the two of you.
And I understand there's a tug of war that's going to happen between me and Patricia, and I have to deal with that. But my fear is that I'm not always around. I'm not always going to be the one who's here to influence you, right? Like, I'm not always going to be.
You won't always be here. But you know what? The one thing this shows that is a very good thing is that wherever you are, clearly your mom is right with you. And you know that. Otherwise you wouldn't have stood up for her. You would have just said, stupid girl, says dumb things, she's just dumb. You knew that your mom is always with you, but that doesn't mean you have to protect her. She'll be okay.
Maybe the best thing you can do in a circumstance like that is to not care what that person thinks.
How could I just not care?
I know that's a hard thing for me to tell you. You know, obviously you're going to feel what you're going to feel, but
that's a good point, Jan.
You know, you have to talk yourself into not caring in circumstances like that. You have to just tell yourself what this person thinks doesn't matter. And I'm not going to take that bait. I'm not going to let them turn me into something I don't want to be.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you about one thing you said and agree with you about another thing you said. You said two different things there, Jan.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you did. You said you have to not care. I don't think that's true. But then you said you have to not let that other person decide what you do. You decide how you handle things. So you can care, and I see how much you care. I mean, I see it right now in your face. And you're always going to care about your mom, and she's always going to be with you.
I don't know that I'm always going to be there, and you understand why I don't know.
You'll always be there here. You'll always be there. So why don't you just...
She's so young, right? She is so young, and if
That's right.
I'm not here...
So why don't we take advantage of every moment?
If I'm not always here later, then I'm afraid of who is.
You're here now. And you'll always be here with Penny. And no one's going to change that. Your mom's a very strong person, Penny. But it's time now. You're starting to stand up for yourself. And there's a lot of good ways that you can do that. It doesn't take a mean girl for you to stand up. You did a really good job today, right now. You stood up for yourself, but you also listened to your mom. You know, there are times when she has to go to the hospital, and I know you miss her a lot, and she misses you. But you're doing such a good job of always making sure she's right here, and she's doing such a good job. Do you ever feel like your mom isn't here with you in your heart? No, I didn't think so. So now she just also wants to be here with you in your head. And when you need her, you can remember, you can just stop and think, how do I want to do this? How would my mom want me to do this? And then you get to choose. but you'll always have her. At the outset of the session, I was thinking how surprised and shocked I was to see Jan, the mom in this situation, become so angry at her daughter. And I'd always thought of her as the mom in Penny's life who was kind and nurturing and would never, ever get to that level of anger. So I was frankly quite stunned, and I realized, okay, this is now going to be quite a challenge, because anyone can get to that level of distress when they feel that something terrible is happening potentially to their child. And I figured we've got to together come to an understanding of what is it that Jan believes has happened here, because it was clearly more than just a single small incident. Yeah, I thought it was very important in this session to maintain a very clear balance and a connection with both mom and daughter, because they were at such odds themselves. And it was also very clear that either one of them would have felt very much betrayed and abandoned if I just sided with the other. So what I tried to do, and it wasn't actually that difficult, was to just remember very carefully who is each of these individuals and what is it that's probably of greatest concern to them. So with Jan as mom, I realized she's really desperately afraid that she's losing her daughter. She was incredibly afraid that she would lose her daughter to her ex-partner, to her daughter's mommy, her other mother. For Penny, what I could see was that she felt truly misunderstood, because there she was in her eyes, having stood up for her mother and having protected her mother in a way that she felt someone had to do by being strong. And at the same time, I think Penny was deeply, deeply puzzled in a little kid way about how she could have lost control to such an extent that she would have actually been that violent towards another child. So I could see for both mom and daughter, they shared this sense of something terrible has happened, we're losing control over something that's crucial in our lives, and we feel as though we've been completely separated. And I felt that it was really crucial that we find a way to begin to build or rebuild that sense of a bridge and connection between the two of them. And each one of them had to be clearly treated as if their point of view was just as crucial as the others. Yes, I think developmental trauma was playing a very significant role on a number of levels. In some ways, the most obvious level was that here's a little girl who had a reaction that, from the sound of it, was a pretty intense dissociative reaction. And it wasn't just anger. She literally lost control and was not entirely present, and she said so herself. She didn't really know what had happened or didn't know what she was doing in some respects. And that, I think, is unfortunately, tragically, one of the outcomes that can occur for a child when they've been exposed to very intense violence in their own family growing up, as Penny had experienced. So for her, I thought developmental trauma was playing a role because she had switched into a different state of consciousness in a way that was completely unexpected to her and to everyone around her. And at the same time, she was not a different person. She hadn't become a different person. And so it was really crucial to help her to begin to understand that it's possible to have that kind of an intense reaction when really painful memories are triggered. Developmental trauma, I think, also was playing a major role for Mom, for Jan. And I don't know exactly what her trauma history was. so I'm only going on inference here, but the change that I saw in her when she was so vehemently criticizing her daughter and telling her daughter how terrified she was, but also angry and enraged, at that point you can just see how experiences that she's had, certainly in having been a survivor of domestic violence, that alone could certainly account for that intensity of a reaction where she was so angry and almost aggressive, not physically, but verbally aggressive, in a way that she was telling her daughter never to do. So she was doing exactly the thing that she was telling her daughter she must never do. And that's exactly the kind of contradiction that we often see in developmental trauma, where a person has the best of intentions and they're absolutely geared to do the right thing, and yet they have this intense sense that at some point they have to just react. And I saw then for both mom and daughter that they had each reached that point, daughter with a peer, mom with her daughter right in the session, where they were simply in reactive mode. And that, I think, is the hallmark of developmental trauma. Well, when I heard mom, Jan, so vehemently criticizing her daughter, it seemed to me that she wasn't really talking to her daughter. It seemed to me that there was another conversation that was happening. And the best guess that I had at that moment was that that was probably a conversation that she had had or wanted to have or needed to have on some level, maybe not in person, with her former partner. As a person who had survived domestic violence, who had been in a relationship where there was a really fundamental betrayal and violence from a partner, I thought, this is a conversation that mom is now having, saying to her daughter, don't be mommy. Don't become like mommy. And I think that, to me, what she was really saying was, I need to be able to find a way to stand my ground and tell my former partner that what she did was desperately wrong, and I felt a deep, deep sense of betrayal and hurt. And so I thought, well, I'm not going to go there right now with her daughter present. That's far too much adult stuff and way too deep, as well as I wouldn't want to spring that on Jan as a client as well. So I thought, well, perhaps the best way is just simply to articulate that it's as if mommy is in the room. And mommy's sitting right there in that empty space. Let's move her out and have that conversation at another time and another way when that's really right. And let's then free that space so that the two of you can actually see and be together again and actually have the conversation between the two of you. So that's what I was thinking.
I do feel like we addressed what I wanted to with the session. I mean, afterwards it kind of became clear that part of what the fears and everything that was happening before we came in was really about me worrying about looking down the road and maybe seeing a bigger picture of a repetition of violence, right? And that kind of influence and stuff like that. Like that's really what I was probably afraid of. And so by the end of the session, it did become clear to me that that was maybe not the most rational fear, right? So Dr. Ford did help me realize that. When I came into the session, I was locked up and tense and upset and scared and pretty fiercely ready for a fight. But by the end of the session, right, I mean, yeah, there was a big change in my body. I felt that sort of break and melt away at some point, right, when we were talking and made the realization that, some of what's happening right there and and Penny wanting to attack someone, or Penny's, reaction to being bullied at school was about me and her wanting to protect me. Yeah, I mean, I could just feel that sort of break and that shift in me. There was a point in this session where Dr. Ford basically pointed out that there was this third person in the room, literally sitting in between
Penny and I on the couch, and I became all of a sudden very aware of the fact that there was this divide in the couch between us, right? And when he pointed that out and then said, let's just take her and put her over here and remove her, it really did surprise me. It surprised me because I hadn't realized how much she was really sitting in a bit of a barrier between the two of us. And after that, I think the conversation changed a little, and we were able to, decide, okay, that's something we're going to deal with, and we're going to put it aside and deal with it later. But right now, let's just deal with what we have right here. And that did surprise me. I'm afraid that my illness is going to take me away and out of the picture, and I won't be there to be a positive influence on Penny. And I'm afraid that she'll start to emulate and, deal with anger the way she did today on a regular basis.
I think what really scared me in the session was Mom was so intense about her reaction. I never really saw that from her before. It was just different, and I guess I always kind of thought that I could talk to her and she would stay calm. I think I understand why she reacted like the way she did, though, now that I'm, thinking about it more. Mom is really important to me, and she means a lot to me, and she's just a really important person in my life. And I thought that when that girl was saying those things about her, I had to do something about it. As soon as that girl started to talk, I knew when I heard her say my mom's name, when she started talking about my mom, I just knew I was gonna have to do something. I kind of froze up and tensed up. I knew I didn't know what was gonna happen. And then after that, I just kind of went into this, like I wasn't really thinking kind of mode. I eventually stopped fighting because I guess I was just thinking about Mom and what she was gonna think of this. I knew she wasn't gonna be happy, and there was nothing I could really do about that except for just stop doing what I was doing. I'd like to tell Dr. Ford that he helped me just come to terms with my mom and talk to her without yelling at her. And if he wasn't there, I don't know what we would. I guess we kind of just would have kept yelling at each other, and it might not have resolved for a long time like the way it did today. So I really appreciate the way that he helped us like that.